Alright guys, feeling we're back more. Last of Us. So we're kind of in an interesting spot right now to where, like, I think we can finish Ellie, the Ellie section of the game in this episode. So I think we might actually try. Shit. Yeah, that was not what I meant to do. Fuck. Yeah, last episode I was kind of just running through my thoughts on Sasuke tournaments. Because obviously that's what everyone cares about. So we're going to continue on with that. So I got to Sasuke 8, right? Oh, I mean 7. Talked through 7, and now I'm at 8. Which 8 is one of my favorite tournaments. Always has been. I don't know if that was worth it. That probably wasn't. Well, there's the boat. This has been a disaster. Can you fucking go? What the fuck? Oh, but yeah, Sasuke 8's always been one of my favorite tournaments. I remember when I, oh, this is how big of a nerd I was, but when I was in middle school, when I was on the bus, I spent the entire time usually watching Sasuke tournaments on my fucking iPod Nano or whatever, because that's something. Yeah, I had like a whole bunch of Sasuke tournaments downloaded in my iPod and just like watch it on the bus. And like Sasuke 8 was one of those I had on there, and I would just watch it over and over again. Because I don't remember, like, what tournaments did I have at this, like these, and the thing is, like, I don't have any of them anymore, which sucks. I don't have any of them downloaded. But like at one point, I used to have like almost, like pretty much every like available Sasuke tournament downloaded. Which I think was like, I'm trying to think through it. So I'm pretty sure I had, I think 8 might have been the earliest one. Like, I think I eventually got 4. Like, I know I eventually got 4, but I don't think it was like one I had right away. I'm talking about the original Sasuke broadcast. I'm not talking about the Nature Warrior. I think Sasuke 4 is one I eventually got. I think 8 might have been one of the earlier ones I had, though. I know I had 8. I know I had 10. I might have had 11. I don't think I watched that much, though. 13 I know I had. I know I had 15. And yeah, I think beyond that was like more modern ones, right? Because I think after that's like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I think that's where we were at that point. Oh, what am I doing? I'm supposed to go back down. I'm an idiot. Yeah, so it's... Yeah, Sasuke 8 used to be one of my favorites. I love that entire tournament. Just almost everything about it. I love that, I love the results of the tournament. I love the fact that the course was being rained on, which led to a lot of, was it Godan Tobi? Yeah, the original one. Fails. I think like literally half of the field failed the first obstacle, right? So that's fun. Also that the rain ended up causing a lot of fails at the warp wall, which were some pretty surprising ones. You had obviously King Kasugi in that tournament, who was one of my favorite competitors as a kid, and obviously that's the end of his arc on the show. You have what else was there? I'm trying to think. I mean, this is Takada's breakout run, right? I mean, technically Sasuke 5 obviously is, but it's like, this is the first time he actually, like, seems like a top contender. Actually, I kind of want to, what I'm talking about now, it's like, I kind of want to rewatch Sasuke 7. So I kind of forgot about it until just now that Takada failed the rope climb in Sasuke 7, right? Like, because, like, that was the time where, like, he missed the warp wall the one time and then fell off course. I kind of forgot about that until now. I kind of want to rewatch that, actually. Okay, can you fucking just go? If. Anyway, Sasuke 8's great. One of my favorite tournaments. Sasuke 9 is good. To be honest, stage 1 of Sasuke 9, I have almost no memory of, outside of obviously Nakano's first stage 1 clear. You have, Takada, Toshihiro, and really all the All-Stars except for Akiyama that competed there clear, right? Which, I mean, to be fair, is only 4, but... Oh, we're at the arcade? Oh. Okay, we're about to get to a bloater fight then. Hopefully the game doesn't crash on me. That's usually what ends up happening at this bloater fight. Don't crash on me, please. We're gonna try to avoid fire because, like, usually fire seems to actually end up crashing the game for me every time I do this. Yeah, this is the last fight of the alley section of the game. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Okay, cool. Okay, that wasn't bad. Steam didn't crash me. Oh wait, that other... Huh, interesting. That's another change I noticed. Yeah, because there's supposed to be a runner that comes after you when you're fighting him, but that didn't appear. So that's interesting. It's so weird to think that after this, the next time he plays Ellie's at the farm. And to be honest, like, so much of this game is so bizarre, actually, if you really think about it. Like, so many of the, like, logistical things about the narrative. Because I was just thinking, like, right now, it's like, oh shit, I only have one thing of shotgun ammo now. But I was like, well, it doesn't matter until fucking... It literally doesn't matter until fucking Santa Barbara, the very, very end of the game. Despite us only being at the halfway point right now. Yeah, we're definitely going to reach the Abbey section of the game. We'll probably actually finish the park. Which would be a nice spot to end anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, Sasuke 8, Sasuke 9, as I said, like, kind of outside of Nagano's first, stage 1 clear, it's a kind of forgettable tournament. You do have to redesign stage 3, so that's kind of interesting, but it's, like, overall, like, pretty forgettable. Sasuke 10 is a really strong, I really love Sasuke 10. That's another one that I really like, even though the results, like, post stage 1 are kind of just eh. But I really love that stage 1. Like, the stage 1 Sasuke 10 is really, really difficult, actually. Like, it's a really, really tight time limit. Yeah, to be honest, like, that was one of those, like, weird changes, right? The Tarzan rope, the addition of that. Like, that was just, like, something kind of weird they added there. That stays for like 3 tournaments, but then you never see again. Despite the rope climb still being there for another like 5 tournaments after that. But yeah, with 5 tournaments, holy shit. Between the Kanzen renewal and the... Anyway, yeah, Sasuke 10 I really like as a whole. No, again, like, technically, ideally, stage 2 would be better. Fuck off. And stage 3, but whatever. Sasuke 11 is solid. It's really like the first season post post Sasuke 4 that we get like a pretty solid number of clears and everything. Where I think that's like Sasuke 11's like the point where like I think like people started to figure out the course. And it's Nagano's first final stage appearance. Like it's okay. Like at the end of the day for me, like it's not super memorable either. That's fine. Sasuke 12 I think is one of these tournaments that's like I think on paper it's one of the best ever. I think if you think about it, like again, like it's Nagano's second final stage appearance, which has him like missed the buzzer by like point whatever seconds, whatever, like barely fails the final stage. But through that, you also have three final stage three final stage. Fuck, I can't think of the fucking word. I'm tired at this point. You have three people reach the final stage. One of them being Ahsoka. Ahsoka. I'm fucking tired. Whatever. Who like really comes out left field and being able to. And really, both of them, Ahsoka and Shiratori, both of them kind of come out of left field. As like before, I mean, Ahsoka like almost reached the final stage in Sasuke 4, so I guess that one's not as surprising. But like, I don't know, like you never really looked at him pre Sasuke 12 as like really a top contender though. So seeing him like reach the final stage is pretty surprising. And then like same thing with Shiratori. I mean, before the Shiratori was like a nobody. It's like I'm trying to think, like Sasuke 9 he failed the warp wall, right? And then Sasuke 11 he made stage 2, but he failed the okay, fuck off. But he like failed the wall lifting, like he timed out. So it's like, wait, what? Yeah, that's what I thought. But so yeah, I mean like Sasuke 12 has that. Also again a lot of clears stage 1. Some pretty interesting stage 3 runs in particular. I think like seeing Akiyama get to Pipe Slider again is pretty interesting. Obviously his best performance outside of his Kanzenseiha. And to see him kind of get the comeuppance for him failing, or for him getting past Pipe Slider in Sasuke 4. He's like, again, like Sasuke 4 run where like he gets Kanzenseiha, he gets like the worst fucking strategy on the Pipe Slider. He just like gets through it just due to like pure strength of him being able to climb up the platform. But you get the Sasuke 12 where like he finally pays the comeuppance for that, where like he just he doesn't get it that time. But yeah, either way, Sasuke 12 is strong. I love Sasuke 13. I've always loved Sasuke 13. Again, they pretty much like it's. I find it interesting how they treated Sasuke 13 as if it was like a concept, like as if Nagano had one, despite him not having one. Like I always found that really strange, considering you would think at that point, like because like if you look at modern Sasuke, at this point, modern Sasuke, like once someone like gets close to winning, it's like as if they like lean into it. It's like as if they like they try to like modify the course very slightly to where like someone can still do it. Like once Urushihara, I mean once Nagano like almost achieves Kanzenseiha on 23, it's like as if we were setting up for a Kanzenseiha on 24. Like 24 felt like this is a tournament where like production's trying to get someone to win. And then same thing with Sasuke 27. Like that was a tournament where it's like very much felt like they were just trying to. I mean, 27's a different situation. Where 27, it was because they knew they were getting canceled. So they were like, "Wow, we gotta fucking get a winner here." But then like we get to 31, where like 31 felt like another tournament where it's like, yeah, it feels like we're trying to get a winner here. And then 38, especially like this fucking tournament, like 100% felt like we were trying to get a winner. And like it 100% felt like we were trying to get Morimoto the second win. But yeah, it's weird like how like back then Like instead, like we were doing the opposite, which is like I'm like fine with to a degree. However, I feel like they kind of went overboard. Sasuke 13. I think 13 and 14, like through those two tournaments, I think they went way too overboard. Because like to me, it's like 13 actually wasn't that bad. It's like yeah, they made stage one kind of more difficult. I mean, like it wasn't necessarily more difficult. It's just different. Like obviously with the modified jump hang and the like Sandan rolling Rota and stuff, like it didn't really make it like that much more difficult. It just made it different. Like stage 2 they tightened up the time limit, so that was something, but overall the course is the same. And then stage 3 is like the only change was the current cling, so it's like everything was fine. Yeah, like so 13 wasn't that bad actually, but I think it's 14 that really like was the massive change, where like they I mean, to be fair, like stage 1 was like relatively easy, but they did change more within stage 1. Stage 2 was also the same, right? Except for the metal spin, which was like an easier version of the metal spin. But yeah, at stage 3 they went overboard. Like at the point where like, why the fuck did they like decide? You know what? Let's add fucking 3 obstacles in a row, back to back to back, like right before the pipe slider. It's like I don't get what the fuck they were thinking there. Like particularly the jumping bar to climbing bar combo. Like that's just brutal. And the fall that like in like the double bronco or double swing, like that was just people being fucking idiots. Like it's kind of funny in retrospect because it's like it's such an easy obstacle if you know what you're doing, but so many people didn't know what the fuck they were doing. I mean, I guess that's not even really the case though. Because, like, okay, looking back at the Devil's... I was like, this is so important to fucking talk about the history of the Devil Swing. Um, but, yeah, we look at Sasuke... So, it gets introduced in Sasuke 14. The only person to try it is Shinji Kobayashi, and he's a fucking idiot when he does it. Again, he's the first one to attempt it, so it's like, whatever, but it's like, he's an idiot when he tries to do it. Like, he... First up, gets no momentum off of the bar. And then he, like, misses the grab to the pipe slider where he knocks it away. And then he like just has to go for it and misses. And then the only attempt on Sasuke 15 is from Takada, who by that point really it's like I feel like they knew the strategy. It's just that Takada is Takada, so he wasn't like strong enough to like he didn't have the upper body strength and to execute. But he's like, I forgot if he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't remember. I need to rewatch that in Sasuke 15. Did he build momentum or not with the bar? Because like, obviously, his strategy is to use the resting bar to build momentum on the swing, so that you don't have to just start from nothing. Like you don't have to start from scratch. Because like, why the fuck would you do that? But like, it didn't seem like people picked up on that until because like maybe Takada didn't. Because now that I think about it, I know Koji Yamada didn't. In Sasuke 16. So it's like you would think if Takada did it in 15, then Koji would know about it. Because like obviously I know for sure Bunpei did it. And that's because Bunpei trained up for this. Like and like he knew what to do. But like knowing that Yamada didn't and obviously fucked it up in 16 and like clears it technically, but like loses his grip immediately afterwards. But yeah, like you would assume that like Takada didn't do it. And then obviously by Sasuke 7, and like Nagano tried to do it too and then fucked it up because he missed the bar in 16. But then in 17, like obviously everyone was doing it because they all knew what the fuck to do.
I'm not looking forward to going to Idaho again. What you should be worried about is what.
But yeah, back to Sasuke tournaments. 14, it's fine. I don't love 14. Like stage 1, they made less interest. And again, like the thing about 13 that I really loved is again the new stage 1 essentially. Like while it's like not more difficult, like it's at least different, and I felt like that was fun to watch. 14, it's like it's weird because it's like it's different from 13, but they end up like keeping so they end up keeping like things like the Sandan Rolling Rota and the cross bridge. But then like bring back and the crooked wall, warp wall. But then they bring back like the jump hang, and then they also add in like what What was the first obstacle in Sasuke 14? Was it the cone thing? I forgot what it's called now. Cone jump? That can't be right. Whatever. That obstacle. Which that was just kind of boring, and then you got Butterfly Wall, which is kind of boring, and I don't know. I didn't love Sasuke 14 stage 1. You get stage 2, which I think was pretty standard, right? And then stage 3 is just like obviously like most people failed before the cliffhanger anyway. It was only Shinji Kobayashi and Nagano that even got to the new obstacles anyway, and then obviously with Nagano failing the jumping bars, which is probably the most memorable moment of the season, but it's like it's not really the greatest.
Hands in the air, I shoot this one too.
So we're gonna finish the park by the end of this.
Get out of here.
Stand up.
This will be a good spot to end this recording session. Yeah, then we got 15. I've always liked 15. To be honest, I really like these tournaments that kind of have this like one defining thing about it. Like again, Sasuke 8 had the rain, and I think like through that it made stage 1 a lot more difficult, and I really like that. Sasuke 15 had the heat, it was like ridiculously hot to the point where people were getting heat strokes, and because of that, a lot of people filled like the warp wall because it was so hot and they couldn't get their breath and everything. So I think that was like an interesting element of that tournament. And also I like the hurdle jump. I thought that was like a fun first obstacle. And you wasted it. Yeah, I really like Sasuke 15's stage 1. Stage 2 is pretty forgettable outside of Nagano failing the metal spin, but that's interesting. And then you get stage 3 is kind of just whatever. But yeah. But then yeah, Sasuke 16. I love Sasuke 16. I've always loved Sasuke 16, and from what I remember about the superfan community, I believe Sasuke 16 isn't too popular, but I've always loved Sasuke 16. Again, like a lot of people don't like the stage 1. I personally do. I like the rope reverse and reverse fly. Again, they're easy obstacles, but I like, especially the reverse fly. I think reverse fly is like a really fun obstacle. But yeah, and it has the return of the Godan Tobi, which is cool. So I mean, like I really like Sasuke. Sasuke 16. I mean, Sasuke 16 is for stage 1. But also what I like about it too is a lot of people cleared stage 1, which led to stage 2, where again I love the fact that like so many people failed the metal spin. So that was a really cool element of that too. Which is also really weird that so many people failed the metal spin, because like it's the same like it's really weird to me that like Sasuke 14 we had the metal spin, but it was like a shit version of metal spin that like the rope didn't stretch, and like that was like really fucking boring. And then for 15 they had it, and then like we had Nagano fail it, which was like big obviously, but it's like outside of Nagano failing it, like it was pretty uneventful in that tournament. Like everyone else had no difficulty, but then like we get the fucking Sasuke 16, it's like half the fucking people fail it, and like it's kind of out of left field. But again, I really like that. And stage 3 is really fun too, where like we get some pretty fun results. Game. Cool. And you have Bunpei making it the first out of everyone, being the first to being the first to like legitimately clear the double swing. You have Koji Yamada clear Mills. Oh fuck off! What the fuck is that? Yeah, you have Koji Yamada clear it, but like not really. You have Nagano's fail, which is interesting. You have even someone like Takada's fail in that tournament. It's like comes out of left field. Yeah, I mean I really like Sasuke 16. Obviously 17 is fantastic. 17 is like one of my favorite tournaments. Again, for me, like out of the ones we talked about so far, I think 8 and 17 are the 2 top tier seasons so far. For me, maybe there's more. I don't remember anymore. I don't remember my list. I know those, at least those 2 are in it. I know 23 is in it, and 27 might be in it.
You got a little mud on you there, sweetheart.
So do you.
Possibly even 31.
There.
Possibly even like another one. I don't know. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, Sasuke 17 obviously really strong. Nagano Kanzen Seiha. I also really like some of the changes they made to stage 1. I really love the circle slider, Really wish that the Circle Slayer stayed in Stage 1 for longer. It's a shame that it's only been 2 tournaments.
We'll head back. I promise.
But yeah, that you also have like just some pretty memorable runs, particularly in like Stage 3.
To keep me safe.
You have Nagasaki's run during that tournament, which is strong. You have Takada getting to the end of the Pipe Slider again and still failing it again for what, the 3rd time, I think, right? He's like Sasuke 8. He gets
I asked.
like Sasuke 8. Like he gets to the end of the track, but like doesn't
What I found.
even attempt to jump, right? And then Sasuke 12 and 17, he both gets to the end. He gets to the jump and then like completely whiffs it. Yeah, but both of those are his best result, right?
Got yourself a peek.
Why don't I believe you?
Yeah, Sasuke 17, yeah, just overall really great tournament there. Sasuke 18 is a tournament I've always really loved too. Again, I love just seeing Shin Sasuke. Like, I love Shin Sasuke, of course. It's just really nostalgic to me. Because obviously that's when I got into Sasuke was,
You two have been hanging out?
like, I got into Sasuke initially around the time that Sasuke 20 was filming, right?
How long have you known?
I'm your dad.
I'm too fair. I mean, like, maybe it was actually Sasuke 19.
Like the way you both try really, really hard not to.
Because, like, I remember the American Ninja Challenge stuff. So it's like, it would have had to been 19. So I think 18 had just filmed, right?
I just like how he's. Abs, look.
I think that's when I first got into it, but, like, I didn't even, like, start looking at the Sasuke part of it until, like, Sasuke 20.
Just your sneaky way of
Because I remember specifically reading a Lost in Oobs blog of Sasuke 20, like, as it was happening.
found you.
And then obviously 21, 22, and then I didn't, I followed the blog and stuff too, and then I didn't watch it for myself until Sasuke 23 was the first time I watched live, and I believe I've watched every tournament live since, with the exception of Sasuke 27, which is ironic considering that's like my favorite tournament for outside of Sasuke 23 out of that block. But I believe so, right? I don't believe I've missed a tournament outside of that. And 27 was because I was still in high school, right? And like school, I had school that day.
Not yet.
Keep looking.
I believe I returned it since then. That's probably not right. Yeah, there's no way that's right. I'm pretty sure it's like 28 was when I was still in high school and stuff. But either way, actually, wait, 9 years ago. Yeah, I was in high school. I just started high school, right? During Sasuke 27, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Whatever. But yeah, I remember I was able to watch all. It's so weird, like the like rewatch Sasuke now, like being older, like being 25. It's so strange to me to see like these people, like someone like a Takada and like a Yamamoto, like when they first competed, they were younger than what I am now. Like it's so bizarre. Oh wait, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm not even paying attention. Like it's really strange and like to watch these tournaments in retrospect, like knowing that like so many of these competitors started competing before,
Two sets of tracks.
or start competing younger than what I currently am now. Like it's so weird to think that Morimoto is only like a few years older than me. He's only what, like 4 years older than me, I think. I don't remember how old he is.
This area is clear.
You know they.
But also another like kind of weird thing is like the fact that like Oda Shihara is so old. And like it's so weird to me that Yamada's 55 now. Like that's fucking bizarre. And that's like a fact that I kind of forgot about until like I just looked this up recently. That like the oldest stage 1 clear is 44. Like until someone mentioned that Takada could have been the oldest stage 1 clears, like that fucking blew my mind. That yeah, Takada is at the age that he's gonna be the oldest stage 1 clear. Like that's really the part in Sasuke history we're at now, where like the youngest all-star would break the record for oldest stage 1 clear. Which is also bizarre in the sense that essentially means that an all-star hasn't cleared in so long too. Because what, Yamamoto's a year older, right? So he's 46.
We need you back up. Owen!
So that means that he himself hasn't cleared in at least 3 years, which I believe he hasn't cleared since Sasuke 30, right? Which that was back in what, 2015?
You got it tight?
it's really bizarre, like the passage of time at this point for me, like when looking back at Sasuke. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about tournaments again. 18, again, I really like 18. I do think Stage 1 seems a bit neutered in comparison to what we would see in later tournaments, but it is interesting to see, like, essentially this, like, test run of this Stage 1 format. And obviously Stage 2, we get the Salmon Ladder, we get, Stage 3 with the Shin Cliffhanger and stuff. Kind of a disappointing, like, outcome per season, where, like, obviously the two people, like, Shunsuke, actually I forgot that Shunsuke like try to reach across. That's interesting, but
That girl showed up.
yeah, and like Nagano getting disqualified despite making the jump.
They found her in the tunnels.
And obviously that caused them to change the design of the obstacle. I really wonder, like, how would Nagano have done had that not been the case? Like, would he probably would have failed the gliding ring, right? Because like that was actually I forgot, was the I can't think, what was the name of the... I know in the American version they called it the Bridge of Destiny. Climbing bars. Climbing bars was still there in Sasuke 18, right? I believe they swapped it out for 19. So yeah, I mean, he definitely makes it to at least spider flip. He probably clears a spider flip. Yeah, so he definitely makes it to gliding ring. I wonder if it was broken at that point. He's,
Not some petri.
yeah, in Sasuke 21, obviously, like, when he gets to the gliding ring, first person to try a gliding ring, it doesn't glide.
And you're okay with killing her.
No, I'm okay. with
Which, by the way, I would have loved if that was actually what the obstacle was supposed to be.
Fireflies have died for less.
That was
And, like,
your
again,
choice.
they could have easily been called the grinding ring, right? I think that's what the... Actually, technically, at the time, it was called the final ring, right? I believe that's what it was called in Sasuke 18.
And what if this was happy?
I mean, yeah, for all we know, Nagano probably achieves Kanzen Seiha in that tournament.
Sacrifices, all the horrific.
Because if you think about it, jumping bar, climbing bar, spider flip, that's like nothing to him. Gliding ring, if the ring actually glides, like he for sure clears that. And we get the final stage, which if it's the same as it was in 22, he would have had total victory. Like in Sasuke 23, he gets screwed over by them shaving 5 seconds off the time limit. And through that, he like misses it by like a second. So, I mean, he would have cleared it like 4 seconds. I mean, like, if he had gotten there. So, like, we could have had 2 Kanzen Seihas in a row. Which, to be fair, if that had been the case, that would have been a travesty for Sasuke, in my eyes. Obviously, it would show the skill of Nagano. And again, that would be a very impressive feat for Nagano to clear this almost... I mean, this essentially completely redesigned course. And to just decimate it. That would be very impressive, but also it would just be kind of underwhelming in a sense too. Yeah, we're gonna end once we get to Abbey Day 1. Yeah, like, wait, was every obstacle new? I think all but one, right? But like, I'm pretty sure that was like their goal, right, for Sasuke. For Sasuke 18 was to have like every obstacle new. That was, you had the rope glider, which was new, log grip, pole maze. Jumping spider, which in retrospect, the jumping spider as like a first stage obstacle is insane, isn't it? Yeah, you had the bungee bridge, which is actually really lame in retrospect, but whatever. You had Great Wall, which the Great Wall really feels like essentially them saying, hey, we need every obstacle to be new. How do we make the warp wall new? Oh, let's add a fucking rope to it for something. Let's make it taller and add a rope to it. And I just love how, like, in Sasuke 19, they literally just get rid of the rope. They, like, keep it the same height, but it's like, let's just get rid of this fucking rope. It doesn't need to be the Great Wall anymore. Why is everything getting dark? Okay, that was weird. Oh, because I pushed the wrong button. Okay. But, yeah, and then, Flying Shoe. I love the Flying Shoe. Flying Shoe is my favorite obstacle of all time. Flying Shoe, I adore. Especially the Sasuke 19 version of the Flying Shoe. I fucking adore that version of the Flying Shoe. It's such a shame that the obstacle is so difficult they had to tone it down. But, I adored that obstacle. And the amount of timing that is required for it is just really, really incredible. I loved watching the Flying Shoe.
Get up. Go fucking get up.
Yeah, you got rope, Tarzan rope, which is technically the same obstacle, if you want to be technical. But again, it doesn't really count. And then rope ladder, which is boring. I can't believe they kept the rope ladder for as long as they did. Yeah, like, how the fuck did the rope ladder stay in 25? But again, in 25 they redesigned the entire course, but they keep the fucking rope ladder for some fucking reason. Then obviously it's still there. Like, even got to the point where, like, slider jump, like, we literally had 2 cargo nets in a row. It's like, why? Why are we doing this? But whatever. Then we get Sasuke. Oh, what am I talking about? No, I'm talking about stages, right? Yeah, downhill jump is new. Obviously, salmon ladder, stick slider. Which I wish they never nerfed the stick slider either. Because obviously after Okayama fails the stick slider, they were like, oh fuck, we can't have that happen. So they added stoppers to it. But inherently, it's kind of funny too that they accidentally made the salmon ladder harder without actually trying to. Because they added the stoppers to the end, which in turn made the salmon ladder bar heavier, which they weren't planning on, but it just ended up being a side consequence. But whatever. And then on.
You okay, Yaps?
In that tournament, it was that fucking net bridge, right? That was fucking dumb.
Been searching everywhere for you.
Yeah, they really didn't know what the fuck they were doing with that spot, did they? Yeah, because it was net bridge, and it was skywalk, which only lasted one tournament for some reason, which was essentially just a cliffhanger bar, which was pointless. And then they made the other one. It was a swing ladder, which was also pointless. So really, it wasn't until Unstable Bridge that they found a use for it. And even then, they got rid of it in the next tournament in place of Balance Tank anyway. So yeah, they kind of just didn't even know what the fuck to do with that spot. Alright, so we'll end here. And we might as well run through the rest of the obstacles. Mel Spin is obviously old. I think that's the only old obstacle to stick, right? Actually, no, arm rings too, right? Oh no, was arm rings there in Sasuke? Yeah, it was. Arm rings were still there, right? It was arm rings and arm bike back to back, right? And then curtain cling. That was weird. Not curtain cling, curtain swing. Oh yeah, and also you had the shoulder walk at the end of stage 2, which was bizarre. Because they stole it from Galleon, but they stole it from Viking, from the obstacle Galleon, but they made it fucking easier. But whatever. And then yeah, as I said, cliffhanger. Jumping bars are still there, but then and climbing bars I think were still there. But I mean, so really, it's like a completely redesigned stage 1, a mostly redesigned stage 2 with the Mel Spin being the only new old thing. But even then, the Mel Spin was redesigned, right? I believe it was further away, but also the run up was way longer. And then you had Sasuke, and then you had stage 3, which was first half was redesigned, but then the second half was kind of whatever. Yeah, it really just took a. Actually, I think in retrospect, if you really think about it, like, despite like all the stages being new, Shin Sasuke really didn't change the formula that much. Because like, I mean, I think you got the rope glider, which I think is new. I think you got the log grip, which kind of just feels like a vertical rolling log. Like, it just feels like they were like, hey, how do we make a rolling log replacement? Oh, let's just make it a fucking vertical log. Like a vertical version of the Sandan rolling Ruta. So I mean, that wasn't that interesting. The pole maze was obviously just a pole version of the rope maze, which was an obstacle from Viking. Really, and really what I'm coming down to is like they really just took a lot of things from Viking. Jumping Spider's new. I think I'll give them credit for Jumping Spider. Bungee Bridge is just kind of boring. Great Wall, as I said, was just kind of like an excuse to have a new obstacle. Flying Chute, I'll give them credit for it. And yeah, I think Flying Chute, Jumping Spider, and I think those are the 2 like unique obstacles of the stage. The other ones are all like kind of either lame or kind of just like you could tell like where they got it from. And then rope ladder is just kind of boring. Again, stage 2 downhill jump is solid. Salmon ladder is obviously really great obstacle there. Stick sliders, whatever. Net bridge, again, really lame. Metal spin, whatever. Shoulder walk, they took straight from Viking. Stage 2, you got Arm Ring, which was already there, but then you have... when did the Arm Ring come into Sasuke? I don't even remember anymore. Was it 16? Was that the first tournament for the Arm Ring? Because I'm pretty sure Arm Ring has to be like 16, right? Like, I know it was there in 17. I know Rumbling Dice was still there. I'm pretty sure Rumbling Dice was still there in 15, so it must have been like 16. By the way, the Arm Ring, the Arm Bike, like, that's a fucking boring combination. And then the Curtain Swing is like really fucking underwhelming too, where they essentially just made an easier version of the Curtain Cling. And then the Shin Cliffhanger, obviously, like, a nice addition there, but again, really not anything too impressive from a technical standpoint. And again, jumping bar, climbing bar, spider flip is like they took it straight from Viking, and then gliding ring is essentially like, hey, how do we make a modification to the pipe slider? Oh, fucking put a ring instead of a fucking pipe. And then the final stage is like, again, it's kind of like your traditional, like, sort of like, what's the next evolution of this? So really, it's not until like, I feel like by the end of the era, they kind of have a better grasp on things. Like, by the end of the era, I mean, like, what do we have? We have, I don't think they ever knew what to do with the second to last, or the second obstacle, or essentially the, like, non-log grip early obstacle. I mean, I like the curtain slider, but it's like, supposedly it was like a nightmare from a production standpoint, because, it would just be a pain to reset. But, I really like the obstacle, but, yeah. And, like, the fact that they went back to the fucking, Rokudan Tobi right away was kind of like anticlimactic, and then they fucking go with the Judan, or Junidan Tobi, or whatever the fuck it's called, and that's just ridiculous. But yeah, then I know I'm rambling on about Sasuke now, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, I love the flying shoe. Slider jump I really like in its initial incarnation, but then they made it easier for Sasuke 23, and that just kind of was lame. Again, flying shoe, I liked all of its incarnations. I mean, the first version of it in 18 was kind of like whatever, but I love 20. I love 19. The 19 version is my favorite, and then like the 20 to 21 version is like fine too. Like what ended up happening, like, it's really weird because like Sasuke 18's version was just so fucking easy in comparison. Where like the rope was directly in front of you on the slide, so all you had to do is slide down, catch it underneath your arms, and then grab the thing. With Sasuke 18, you had to like it was raised up and placed further away, so you had to time your jump perfectly to grab the rope initially, and then also time the time that you like go and reach for the cargo net really perfectly too, because if you miss, then you lose your grip. And then so that was like the perfect combination of everything. And then Sasuke 20, they obviously had to dumb it down to make the course easier, and then through that, I believe they kept the rope. I forgot, they kept the rope the same distance, but they placed it lower, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they did. Or is the other way around? I know they like reversed one of the modifications, but then kept the other one. I'm pretty sure they like kept it the same distance, but then lowered it, I think is how it went. And that's like why like Naoki Kitani just like jumps over it in Sasuke 20 or 21. But yeah, really love the flying shoe. Too bad it was a safety hazard by the end of it. But yeah, then slider jump. Yeah, it's good in Sasuke 20. I don't particularly like it beyond that though. Or 22, I mean. I love the half-pipe attack. I've always loved the half-pipe attack. I just wish they did more of the half-pipe attack though. Because I feel like after because they made the half-pipe attack initially, which was like kind of standard, like the and then they made it more difficult in Sasuke 20 by making landing. I mean, the landing platform was always difficult in Sasuke 19, but Sasuke 20, they I believe they, I don't know what they did actually. What did they do in Sasuke 20 to make it so much harder? Because like no one had difficulty with the landing in Sasuke 19, so they must have done something. I don't actually know what, but because like everyone was failing the landing in Sasuke 20. By the way, and then you get 21, where by that point they decide to lower the platform so that it becomes easier. And then like from that point on, like it's not that big of a deal until, though there's some people that like that miss the landing and have to go back and then go back and forth and stuff. But It's not really that big of a deal until, again, like Sasuke 26 when it's brought back. They increased the landing again. And that made it a little bit more difficult. And then Sasuke 27, they changed it. And then Drew Dressel busted his knee. And they were like, hey, we can't have this obstacle anymore. But yeah. I know I'm just rambling on at this point. Should we end? We should probably end. Yeah, we'll end here. That's it for tonight. It's fucking 2:12 in the morning. And I have to go to work in 9 hours. Or so. Stuff like that. Thank you for watching.